Hey there, super friends. It's Joey with Last Point Gaming. Today is Wednesday, May 1st, 2019. Looks like I forgot to upload Monday's episode. So, 2 for 1 day. Woo! Mythic Edition went on sale today. And there were problems. Here is my shocked face. You can't see it because, this is only audio, but I assure you, it is incredibly shocked. Now, I'm not sniping at people who tried to order it. Google, why are we going this way if it's not moving? Whatever. Biscuits. Anyway, no, I'm not sniping at people who tried to order it. It's more that this is the second Mythic Edition set that Hasbro tried to, control all the sales of. And this is the second Mythic Edition that there have been problems with. It's worth noting this is only the second ever Mythic Edition, period. But both times we went this route, and both times we all suffered. Well, not me. I don't care enough to buy Mythic Edition. Maybe I should, but I don't. I foresee this being problematic, really. Because now these people turning left here are going to fill up this lane. And see, I got a green light, and am I going to fit? Kind of. Okay. Well, alright then. So, yeah, I don't know. They, historically, trying to order anything directly from Hasbro has been a giant pain in the ass and a sketchy process at best. This time, I guess they tried to go through eBay, and lo and behold, still problems. It looks like something got screwed up with the listing the first time around, and sales tax wasn't being charged. And so they canceled all of those orders instead of just, eating some money on their mistake. And relisted? Like, really? Oh, so illegal. Don't care, doing it anyway. Not sitting in this huge fucking line of cars. Anyway. I don't know. Like, there was a time, husband, I don't remember, I guess he was just, checking the price from the Vault Angels, because we have a spare one that has not been opened. So we bought two. One for me to open and put them in my collection, because they're angels, and I have a thing with angels. And one to just sit. Well, they, doubled in price. And he came across a listing for them at $7 a piece, 10 of them. And he's like, he sends me a message and he's like, I think I'm going to buy this. And I'm like, yeah, snap that shit up before somebody else does. Because at the time, I don't know what they're going for now, but at the time they were going for about $70. So buy 10, resell 1. There you go. You broke even. $70 for 10 of them as opposed to 1. Seems good. So he went through and he bought them. And, I got the confirmation email and everything. And about 10 minutes later, I got an email from the seller. My order got canceled and I got that email and I got a message from the seller, hey, this was a clerical error. And I replied, yeah, we kind of thought so, but, had to go for it. And he's like, yep, totally understand. But, this was a small seller on TCG Player. I wonder how many people thought they had their order locked up, walked away. Because, me personally, I don't have alerts on my main email account on my phone. Because I get so much crap. And I got tired of it going off all the time. So I just turned off alerts. And, I periodically check it. But they got a confirmation email first. And then later, a denial email. Well, how many people... Because, of course, this is a really limited print run, which is why there's always a fucking problem with this shit. Because sites crash. Trying to buy this shit is like trying to register for the most desirable class that every major can take first day of the semester. You know, like the best gym class. Or the one English class with like everybody's favorite English teacher. You know, you sit there compulsively refreshing the page until it's open, and by the time you click through, it's filled. It's the same, like, kind of pain in the ass process here. Is there's such a limited quantity for sale, and, you know, millions of fucking Magic players. Even if only 10% of them are trying to buy this, that many hits to a website at one time is problematic. Especially all of them trying to hit the database. Especially depending on the database used. Now, I am kind of surprised that people managed to crash eBay. It being this giant fucking thing specifically designed for this kind of shit. I'm not surprised that the Hasbro site crashed last time they tried this. Because I'm pretty sure like one user trying to go buy something off the Hasbro website crashes it. I mean, on one hand, hey, good for realizing that your website sucks ass, and therefore you should try going through a more established online storefront. But yeah, it's a giant fucking mess. Again, here's my surprise face. Don't worry, you're not missing anything by not being able to see it. Yeah, it's just astounding to me that we did this again. Like, I don't understand why you're not giving local stores allocation, even if it's only a few boxes. And yeah, there are some shitty LGSs that will only allow their primo, you know, super best friend customers to get a hold of them. And that's the way of things, but, you know, I still think it increases people's chances of being able to get their hands on them. And I wonder if they're going to do again what they did last time, where it's like, oh, well, due to the demand and the problems, it looks like we're going to be selling these at GPs again. I'm sorry, Magic Fests. I mean, hell, at this point, just go to... For registration at each Magic Fest, you can order a box included with your registration, and with limited quantities, or something like that. Like, just straight up use them to push Magic Fests. Also, can we talk about how fucking stupid it is that Teferi, or the new, not Teferi, the other blue asshole, begins with a T, Tezzeret. Tezzeret is the buy box promo. I still think this gimmick is stupid. I still fucking hate it. I think it is probably their worst idea ever. I mean, it's one thing when it's like, oh yeah, this card's totally Commander fodder. But even there, Commander is a very popular format, and despite it not really being a competitive format from the organized play point of view, it drives prices of cards awfully hard. So even sticking Commander fodder in that buy box promo slot is kind of shitty. And I mean, I get it. You're like trying to get people to buy boxes, I guess. Is that the point of it? Trying to get them to buy through WPN stores, maybe? Sorry, I usually try to avoid drinking anything while I'm recording at this point. Because again, I record while I drive, so I can't really, like, mute the mic and shit, like... But my throat, as you may be able to tell, is a little bit sore. So, anyway, moving right along. Yeah, no, I hate this stupid goddamn buy a box promo gimmick. And can you imagine if Teferi, the one from Dominaria, if he had been the buy a box promo? But, and see, here's why the gimmick as a whole is just dumb. You put too desirable a card in there, you're going to create a bottleneck problem where only certain people can get a hold of that card. And this bullshit of, oh, well, it's printed way more than any other mythic in the set. I mean, maybe. I guess. Sure, we'll accept that that's plausible. But you're still not guaranteeing that they're getting in players' hands. You've created because, well, actually, I have a hard time believing that math, honestly. Like, I'm going to be straight up about that. Because, like, I want to say Boss told me they only got, like, 20. And he's at the highest WPN level. He sold out of every single pre-release kit he had for this past weekend. We had to cap the last event. Like, we had to turn people away because we're out of kits. And it was over 200 something. Like, you sold a lot of pre-release entries. All the events were, like, really full, honestly. And, like, the midnight, they had to cap, because they can, of course, only fit so many people reasonably comfortably in the store. And, yeah, I want to say he said he only got, like, 20 or something like that. So, of course, the boxes that had the buy box promo attached were, the pre-orders for them were sold out right fucking quick. And I'm sure this math, somebody did it, but it just doesn't add up right to me. Also, I don't know, maybe with the buy box promo, WotC should just start including fucking proxy cards for them too. Like, here's your super shiny Skippy buy box promo, and here's the proxy you will need to put in your deck because your super Skippy shiny buy box promo will warp horribly. I don't like there being cards in the set that only this premium version is available to. But the thing is you put a shitty card in that slot, it defeats the purpose of the whole gimmick. Which takes me back to, like, this gimmick as a whole is a dumbass thing. Like, I liked when they did, was it Thalia, Heretic Cathar, I think? The buy box promo for, I wasn't Shadows, because I was really pissed Thalia wasn't in Shadows. Must have been Eldritch Moon. Was an alt art foil premium Thalia. And okay, that's cool. You got people that want to, bling their deck and everything, they'll buy them. So they'll have a decent value. If, like, take the most powerful card in the set. Like, you can still make the buy box promo Tezzeret, just put the matte, regular herp-de-derp printing in the fucking set, and make the buy box promo, like, super Skippy, all art, full art craziness. But to just not have them in the set at all, outside of this mechanic, is just infuriating me personally. You may disagree with me, and that's 100% cool. And yeah, this whole episode seems to just be kind of whining. It's probably because I feel like shit. Like, seriously. I'm still pretty sure that this is allergy related because I have no fever. I just have a ton of blockage in my head and drainage, which is why my throat is sore. But allergies or sinus infection really doesn't change how you feel. Like, you still feel like you were hit by a Mack truck going Mach 10. In any case, I can't even promise I will try to stop whining. It's just not going to happen. Let's move right along to everybody that wants to blame the MPL program for the Watanabe scandal. Now, again, you may not have listened to Monday's episode yet. You may have started with this one because they're going to get uploaded about the same time, because I forgot to upload Mondays on Monday. I talked about this a little bit on Monday, and I said that I'm not privy to all the information, so I'm going to let that in the hands of people who are. As far as should further action be taken, and was the appropriate action taken? Yeah, probably. I can't believe can't believe they would DQ such a prominent, high-ranking player without firm reason to do so. It's just not something I can fathom happening. But is it the fault of the MPL program? That's some backward-ass logic to me. I am sure that there is some bizarre set of circumstances that could come together to lead to this happening and not be intentional. But I have a hard time believing he gets inducted to the MPL and goes, oh man, I guess I better start cheating. Now, there's the fact, like, I could write articles about deck building. Anybody who read them and listened to anything in them would be regretful of that. But would anybody read them? Probably not. I mean, who am I? Most people don't know me from a goddamn stop sign, and those that do know me just know even better that you just shouldn't follow my deck building advice. Because I get attached to cards like Shauna Sisei's Legacy and Benevolent Bodyguard and Avenging Angel. All bad cards. Every once in a while I get attached to a card that's good in the right deck, like Mana Gorger Hydra. Oh, I love that snarky little snake-azard. Seriously, the fuck off my corner panel. Either pass me or slow the fuck down. Asshat. Oh, and we're just gonna trade these anyway? Dick. But yeah, like, the premium writers on, say, SCG, this is the content group I'm most familiar with. They're premium writers because they put up good results. Because people take their advice because it works. Nobody's going to pay to read articles from me about really anything because I'm a no-name nobody. Now, I throw some free articles out there. Yeah, people may read, like, hey, I got 9 of you listening. Thank you. Each and every one of you. You know, you listen to my crazy rants and everything. But if you had to pay to listen to this podcast, would you? Probably not. I mean, I can't imagine there's any content that you're like, yeah, that's worth $5 a month, or however much. So on one hand, they do have to keep putting up numbers, or they will lose their MPL contract because people will no longer care. But they also got the gig because they were doing so well. So, I don't know. I just can't imagine being inducted into the MPL made anybody go suddenly like, oh man, now that I'm being paid a set salary, guess I should start hedging my bets. That doesn't make any sense to me personally. So I don't think the MPL is the problem. I think the first class is going to have some bumps and bruises as WotC learns to define what the criteria is to have a chance at this. You think Professor X didn't let some, shitbags in his first class in his school? I'm sure he did. I'm sure he was just like, yeah, you seem pretty cool. Come to my school. Oh, God, you're killing people. What the hell, dude? Dude, get out of here. Nah, we're done. As with any change, there are going to be some growing pains, and I think they'll get there. I think people who are dragging on the concept of the MPL rate at this point are kind of jealous that they don't get paid to play Magic. I've heard a lot of, well, why should they be paid to play a game? Well, why are football players paid to play a game? Why are chess players? If you want to get into the whole, well, that's, physical prowess. Why is anybody paid for anything at that point? Why are actors paid? Why are singers paid? I think Olympiads are paid too. I don't know that. I don't think they're supposed to be, but I think they do anyway. I don't think it's unreasonable to pay players to be faces of the game. I mean, they kind of had a system for a mechanic for this, I guess, before in appearance fees for pro players. But in any case, I think the MPL is fine. I think as far as the concept of every pro player cheats, I don't think that's the case. I don't know. I don't think it's a problem with the MPL. I've also seen, the apologist crowd of, oh, if it's his first offense, he shouldn't be bounced out of the PL and should be, sanctioned in some other way and, given a stern don't do that again and hope that he learns his lesson. No, I think if an MPL player gets caught deliberately cheating, I mean, I don't advocate bouncing them out for, mistakes being made here or there. When you're playing at that level of competition, I don't even know what it's like to play at that level of competition. But I imagine by, round 5 or 6 of the day, you're starting to flag. Mistakes happen. But if an MPL player is caught intentionally cheating, they should absolutely be bounced out of the MPL. Because that's not the image Wizards wants for that. They don't want to be seen as rewarding cheaters. Should they receive stricter penalties than your average player? I don't think so, but I also think our cheating penalties are just not not great. I don't know. Maybe I could advocate for them receiving penalty equivalent to a regular player's second offense. Like, your MPL status wipes out you being able to have a first offense. Maybe that makes sense, but like, I don't know. Sorry, this episode's pretty shitty, honestly, but, it happens. So, I'm gonna stop subjecting you all to my awful voice, because it is pretty awful right now, and my useless whining here, and cut this off here, because I'm home. As always, if you made it this far with me, thank you very much for listening, and hopefully I'll get to talk to y'all on the next Friday. Yeah, there we go.